Yeah, all the knitting people get together with Heather, who's a knitting guru, and they sit and knit.
Somewhere like a knitting stuff.
Yeah, a knitting
Can you
circle.
get the things for the?
I could get into that.
Yeah.
That
The
sounds
name
like-
tags, Andy, the
Oh,
name
the
tags.
name tags, the things.
That's what I'm assuming that's the thing you're gesturing at. That's very nice for her.
Yeah, absolutely. Get up, make the coffee, get everything ready, and then off she goes. And I
Spoke too
expect-
soon.
Oh. Hey Haley.
Hey,
You feeling better?
so, thank you.
No, we weren't sure you were coming, because we heard you were
Under the
under the
weather.
weather.
Well, yeah, I had a virus or.
Yeah. Glad you're on your feet.
Thank you.
Just for you. Oh, in the minute before we begin, does anyone know what the outcome of the police event this weekend was?
Yeah, the person was apprehended and they picked him up in Portsmouth in Newington. He was arrested, and there's a very interesting lead back story that I could share with you at a later date,
Okay.
or later time.
A later time. Six o'clock, meeting come to order, please. Public comment. Anybody has a public comment? 3 minutes, name, address, podium. Please, sir.
John Tappan, the chair of the trustees of trust funds. There were no funds in the custody of the trustees of trust funds that allow expenditure without proper authorization. Depending on the fund, that authorization may come from the legislative body, the select board, cemetery trustees, leaf fair committee, or the conservation commission with approval by the select board. The job of the trustees is to look out for the interest of the donors. The donors for taxpayer money funds are the taxpayers of Lee, public money funds. If the legislative body votes to appropriate a certain sum from a trust or reserve fund for a particular purpose, it is our responsibility to release money only for that purpose and not more than that limit. When the legislative body names an agent to carry out the objects designated by the town, the trustee's responsibility is the same. Now, for the third year in a row, the trustees of trust funds have been asked to provide reimbursement for expenditures that have been made without authorization. In the past 3 years, unauthorized expenditures have been charged to 3 different funds, but only one has had repeated events. Expenditures were charged to the Lee Library Building Capital Reserve Fund in fiscal years 2024, 2025, and 2026 without prior authorization. In 2024, it was more than $404,000. In 2025, more than $92,000. And in 2026, it was $7,312.50. This repetition seems to indicate that the select board's authority as the town's agent is being ignored. The trustees recognize the select board's authority, so as checks were written without your authorization, the money is not being released from the fund. Trustees will be meeting again on this coming Monday, June 15th. If anyone thinks that expenditures from reserve funds can be allowed to exceed the amount voted, imagine trying to explain to DRA that you made a some certain appropriation from a reserve fund, but then, when that limit was reached and the project was not finished, checks continued to be written.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, oh, no more mics. The agent to expend for the Lee is the select board or the town, or the voters?
For the Lee Library Building Capital Reserve Fund, you, the select board,
Okay,
are the agent to expend.
thank you.
The other fund, which is just the Library Capital Reserve Fund, the legislative body has not granted or named an agent.
Thank you. Anybody else? Thank you, Mason. I want to open the public hearing to accept a library grant. Do we have anybody to speak on this?
I sure do. Hi Haley, Library Director. I just need to change some wording on the acceptance. This is a grant, I know I've had all 4 of the Libraries Transforming Communities grant. This is actually for the Association for Small and Rural Libraries, not the LTC grant that is listed here. So if we could just switch that, that would be great.
Give me that again.
Yes.
This is for the,
It's for the Association for Small and Rural Libraries. The grant is for $15,000 and it is for the ADA compliant door for the vestibule. So that should cover the cost of the door, cost of the mechanics and the installation of that.
While you're on the floor, can you update me where things are at this time?
I cannot, purely because I've been sick and I haven't been at the last couple of meetings.
Okay.
And I've just got brief minutes. So there is a trustee meeting this Wednesday at 5 o'clock at the library, which obviously you guys are welcome to come to. I know the town, an email came through from Karen. They're trying to get all department heads together after they meet with the chosen developer. I don't think there's been a date for that set yet because there's been no plans drawn up.
yeah, I can give you a little bit of an update. The library trustees have chosen Manco Construction, that's the Mancini firm out of Dover, New Hampshire. They chose them for the RFP. I've had counsel review the contract. It was provided because there was an indemnification clause in that contract. I had to send it to Primex to get our insurer to sign off on it. I expect to get that sign off tomorrow. The meeting that Karen's setting up, I think I'll be there, the trustees will be there, and the fire department will be there, just to go through it and make sure we're on the same page, and hopefully I'll have the approved contract
Contract for the builders?
for the vestibule and the decking, yeah.
I thought the whole thing was on hold because it was covering the bulkhead. Like, I don't feel like anybody's told us anything since they said we have to redraw this, the bulkhead's being covered.
We met with Steve, Karen, Bill, Scott, and I can't remember if Jeff was there. We talked about a redesign, so it's not now covering the bulkhead, it's completely avoiding the bulkhead, and I believe they're working around the dry well, after speaking with Karen also and Bill about doing a removable section for the dry well in the middle.
So do we have,
There's no design still yet,
okay.
so there's no plan, and that will be the next step to come to you.
That's what I was looking
Design-
for.
Yes,
The first phase of the contract
Yes.
is to prepare final design plans and drawings.
and not even final, they can't be final till they, no. So we have physically no drawings yet, so as soon as we get the first initial draft of the drawings from Manco, that then will come to you
Okay.
to approve,
What
I
happened?
believe.
Okay, I'm sorry, I'm confused. So who drew the other drawings?
So SMP drew examples
Okay,
of drawings, there was nothing, again, nothing was specified, nothing was set in stone, it was
Yeah.
just ideas.
okay.
The ideas were what was put out to bid, and then from that bid, the trustees chose Manco. That Manco will now go away and do a design based on the specifications that we've all discussed over the past year or so.
Okay.
That will then come back to us, and then it will come to you guys, I
And
believe.
that is happening fairly quickly.
Mhm.
You should see a design and drawings.
I
very
believe by
soon.
June 18th, he said he would have everything
Yeah,
back
something
to
like
us.
that, yeah.
Okay, and so then this grant would pay for the door portion of that?
Correct.
Okay.
We also have 20,000 for the ramp and 10,000 for outdoor seating, lighting, and ADA signage. So we have quite a bit of money in this already with grants.
I think you've got about 35,000. If you take out the 10,000 for the door, you're at a total of 45. I
So we
think.
have 15 for the door, 20 for the ramp, and then 10 for the,
Maybe it's 40,000 then, because I thought the door was 10, not 15.
no, 50, this is the door, so this is the one for now, and that's the 10 is for the outdoor space. So decking, seating,
Okay.
20 is for the ramp, and then 15 for the door. So 45 total in grants for this project.
Okay.
Any other questions for the library director? Therefore, I move to accept and appropriate a $15,000 grant from the Association for Small and Rural Libraries to go towards the construction of an enclosed entrance vestibule at the Lee Public Library, which will include purchasing and installing a second ADA compliant automatic door. Second,
Second.
any further discussion?
Oh, I do have a question. So the Town of Lee posting that we made, the affidavit of publication, is this wording correct since she just changed something? And can we accept this without a changed wording thing? Does everyone know what I'm talking about? The affidavit of publication, because you just changed, is this correct or not correct, and does it matter?
I think that is correct because it doesn't say from
Yeah, it
the
does.
American Library
Yes,
Association.
it does.
Yeah,
Let me-
Small and rural, wait,
But
so
small and rural is
Small and
correct.
rural
Oh,
libraries,
it's
so
correct.
it's part of, so on
Oh,
this
yeah.
here, it says LTC, which is Libraries Transforming Communities.
Mhm.
That was the previous grant. So this is an ALA part.
Okay.
It is the American Libraries Association, but it's the small and rural, there are multiple.
the posting was correct.
Okay,
Yes.
that was my question, was the posting correct? Because I didn't want it to not be correct and then if it's accepted,
Yes.
it would be like, oh.
Yes, it is from the ALA, but it's not the Libraries Transforming Communities, it's Association for Small and
That's not
Rural
good then.
Libraries. Different group, but
Then I have no
same,
other questions.
same umbrella.
Fantastic,
We have a first and a second. Approval, yes or no?
yes.
Yes.
Yes, okay, just wait, yes.
Well, I seconded it a while ago, and then we moved on to discussion, that was my question.
Yeah, that's why I'm voting.
All right,
Oh, okay.
we're
Move
voting
to
now.
approve.
Thank you very
Yes.
much.
Yes, thank you very much for coming.
Thank you.
Now close the public hearing associated with the library, regular business.
Okay, the first item of regular business is to accept unanticipated funds of $8,887.50 from JSJ Auctions. And I believe you were able to see the items that were sold. That was surplus, including the engine, fire engine, it's no longer of use, engine number 2.
When these things go to auction, it's just the department heads make the decision?
Depending on the value, unfortunately, the estimated value of even the fire truck was extremely low. We do have a surplus and salvage policy. States that you can't give them to your family and friends for a certain amount, they have to come to the board.
Therefore, I move to accept and appropriate $8,807.50 received as proceeds from JSA Auctions, who conducted the live state of New Hampshire surplus property auction on May 16, 2026. Said funds to be deposited into the general fund account. Do I have a second?
Second.
Further discussion? Hearing none? All those
Oh,
in
no, I have
favor?
a question, actually.
Oh, you're not fast enough.
Well, he kind of gestured, so I wasn't sure.
Yeah,
if you were
I
about to talk.
have a question, so I remember the same.
So my question is, sometimes we sell these things specifically to then pay for something else. Was that any of these things? Right, like we say, oh, we're gonna sell this thing and then replace with a new thing and take what we sell off the top?
Because it's unanticipated revenue, it really needs to go to the general fund.
I guess my question was it unanticipated, or like, did we already talk about this revenue?
We didn't talk about it prior to the last budget cycle.
Okay.
A lot of these things are, the costs are not high to begin with. They
I
would
know, I
just
just
fall in
wasn't
department
sure
heads.
if there
You
was a,
know, their
like,
decision at that point, you know, if they need a rotary or something. It's really up to them.
if we put it in the general fund, is it up to them then?
No, it's
That's my
not.
question.
No, it's not.
If it goes into the general fund, it'll be there to offset taxes in the fall, but
Okay,
we can't
Motion's on the
really
floor.
earmark.
Just curious, when it says in the meeting agenda request, below the description, it says financial details, $500. Why does it say $500? The typo?
that's true.
Oh, yes, that was from the last one, sorry.
That's all right.
Financial details should be 8,800.
All right, well, that's much more straightforward.
Yeah, that's about the motion. First and seconds on the floor. All those in favor, please say aye.
Uh,
Aye, motion carries.
Okay, next we have a request from the Lee VFW Post 1,676 for a raffle permit application. That is not the right one, that is we've got two. That's the raffle permit application from the VFW.
have a motion?
No, just signing the form, you don't need a motion for that.
We don't miss that. Anybody have any problems?
Nope, that looks great.
No.
I do have a motion for the next one.
Here's the-
I don't think I have to sign anything, thank you.
Okay.
It's just being chair.
The next item is a request, again, from the VFW, and this is to be able to conduct a flag retirement ceremony in back of the transfer station on June 13th, 2026. This would involve burning and requires the board to grant permission.
Did Steve did he agree to this? That's my only question.
Yes, Steve is
Okay.
fine with this. DPW director is fine with it.
I move to approve a flag burning retirement ceremony at the Lee Transfer Station on or about June 13, 2026.
Second?
Discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Okay, the next is a request for reimbursement from the Fire Pond Capital Reserve Funds. The exact number was not available at the time this was submitted to us, but we do have all the backup information now, and the exact number is listed in the actual motion. There are two of these requests.
This is what I'm finding otherwise.
Can you just describe to me what's being done in particular?
This is just basically a housekeeping matter, because they were repaid and they needed to come out of the capital reserve fund, so then we needed to ask for that to happen.
Also, we're reimbursing the fire department for money that was already spent.
They're trying to, yes.
Okay.
And this was in conjunction, the second one anyway, was in conjunction to a lot line adjustment and survey that we did regarding a property boundary around a pond and cistern. I think that came before the board, maybe in February or March. Karen and the fire chief were the proprietors of the project.
All right.
John can speak.
Sir?
John Tappan, Chair of the Trustees of Trust Funds. So if you're saying that the amount that was listed with the agenda is not correct,
Yes, it's,
so
The second one had a blank.
We didn't have the official
We
number.
didn't have the official number. The official number for the first one was $390.54.
yes, that's the
Yes.
number I have.
yep,
Yep, and the official number for the second one was $5,896.35.
Okay.
Wait, so this-
When I spoke with Karen Rossi about that and the fire chief this afternoon about the second one, I still saw that it was published as $30,000.
it's up to 30,000.
And the $5,896.35 is the amount that's being requested so far,
Right,
but that only covers the survey from Jones and Beach.
right.
And there's expected to be additional costs. And so in our understanding with me speaking with the fire chief and with Karen Rossi, that $30,000 was expected to be an amount to cover the additional expenses.
Yes,
Right, the actual wording of the motion is move to authorize the withdrawal of an amount not to exceed 30,000 with a notation of
Okay.
5,896.35 to date.
Okay,
That's not in the motion, that
Right.
amount,
So-
just
so-
the 30,000.
so as long as it's 30,000, then
Right.
additional amounts that are expected will be covered.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay,
Thank you, John.
that's the intent.
Let's do the first motion. Do you have any problems?
No, the first one's the Hobbs Road.
All right. Move to authorize the withdrawal of amount not to exceed $390.54 from the fire ponds and cistern capital reserve fund in order to pay for costs relating to the Hobbs Road dry hydrant evaluation work. Do I have a second?
Second.
Discussion. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 And the second request from the Ponds and Cisterns Capital Reserve Fund is the up to 30,000.
Before we started on that, can we just, so by approving this, we will be saying that, yes, we can reimburse the fire department for monies already spent. and
We
it's-
can reimburse the general fund of the town for monies already spent.
Okay, all right, that's good to know. And then we're then authorizing the town to spend money not to exceed $30,000 in the future without us having to approve it?
Yes, the total project is estimated to cost $30,000.
We cannot go above that.
I can't go above it, all right,
It may well come in a little below, but
all right. And can you tell me again what it's, you said the financial side is like housekeeping, but like physically what is being done to the fire?
physically, my recollection of discussions with the fire chief and Karen is this is in regard to a lot line adjustment on property involving one of our fire ponds and cisterns that apparently the lot line was not where the town thought it was or the private property owners thought it was, and this is to correct that.
All right, good, you,
John Tappan again, Chair of Trustees of Trust Funds. When the Public Works Department went to do the maintenance around the pond, they were informed that part of the pond was on private property.
oh yeah, I remember this
So
came
an
up.
initial survey was done, which determined that that is correct. A significant part of the pond is on private property. So then this $5,896 was an accurate survey to determine just how much is on private property and how much additional space margin around the pond would need to be transferred to the town so the town could maintain the pond. And when this came to the trustees of trust funds, we said that we looked at this as if you were building a new pond. If you were building a new pond and you didn't own the land, you would have to buy the land, you'd have to pay for that, you'd have to pay for a survey of the land, you'd have to pay for some legal costs, and that all of those costs would be considered part of the capital expense of putting in a fire pond, or today we do cisterns, but it'd be just the same thing. So this additional amount above the $5,900 is to cover those other costs.
And are we buying land?
That has not been determined, whether it's, we're buying an easement or some right-of-way, or actually buying a piece of land outright, or if there'll be some lot line adjustment where perhaps some town property goes to the private owner and so forth, so
In exchange.
in exchange. So there's obviously maybe additional surveying costs, legal costs, land transfer costs,
Right,
and so forth.
all right. And if that, currently, like, we will be approving 30 grand. As of right now, we don't expect it to exceed 30 grand. But if something turns up, then, and it exceeds 30 grand, then it'll have to come back to us. All right,
We'll have to come back.
that's all. I won't.
Thank you, John. Anything else?
No.
Move to authorize the withdrawal of amount not to exceed $30,000 from the fire ponds and cisterns capital reserve fund in order to pay for costs relating to work done on the Tamarack Fire Pond. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
And we have two appointment forms, one for Karen Rossi, the Recreation Commission, and one for Sherry Griffin for the Recreation Commission. Oh, actually, I had that down on the consent agenda.
Yeah, that's it. The consent agenda, move to accept the consent agenda as presented.
Second?
Discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
My motion carries.
That's the stuff I had there.
Any old business?
I have some miscellaneous updates I could provide the board with.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, regarding the well project. The well project is not going quite as smoothly as hoped for. Had to go a little bit deeper, ran into the same sort of sludge that we are presently getting from the library. Have gone deeper, have some clear water at this point. They may go a little bit deeper depending on how long the clear water continues to stream. We don't have a cost estimate. I don't imagine there'll be much cost for the drilling. They went another 40, 45 feet. I do assume that they're going to charge us for the casing that goes with that. So the DPW director will be back. Also had an incident with a resident and their dog who got into the sludge that was pumped out of the hole, and I'll be meeting with them tomorrow, or talking with them tomorrow anyway, to discuss their concerns. Met with a potential welfare administrator. Denise and I interviewed her today. She's extremely qualified, is well aware of how things operate in Lee, is willing to take the reins at the same rate of, it's not rate of pay, it's a contract that we have, but is willing to take the contract figure that we have for this year and start immediately. She is very friendly with our existing welfare director, and we're going to have a meeting, and hopefully I've made her a tentative offer. Basically, she walked in knowing exactly what I had to offer, so she's willing to do it, and I see no other reasonable way to get a qualified welfare administrator for $5,000 a year than to move forward with this. So that was good news, sea of not so good news over the last few weeks. Other than that, I don't really have anything this evening. Board has questions for me?
No, not at this time. Is this coding right for personnel?
I'm sorry.
Yes.
That's right. Therefore, I move to enter a non-public session, New Hampshire RSA 91-A:3 to A.
Actually, I don't believe we need to go into non-public unless you want to.
Yeah, I have a request.
Okay.
Second?
Second. Pat?
Second?
Matt?
Oh,
Yes.
Yes.
Roll call vote.
Rebecca?
Yes.
John? Yes.
sorry.
Hold here, I'll call you.
It's like a new series. Rules of order.
Denise? Turn this off.
Do you want a note sheet?
No, he's not calling me in.
Oh.
He's asking me to-
Is it up, Marty?
Yes.
Okay. I move to seal the non-public session minutes. Do I have a second?
Second?
Roll call vote, Matt?
Yes.
Rebecca?
Yes.
John? The motion passes. This is for you. The board feels it needs a little bit more description of all the personnel in the, in administration. I haven't had it in a long time. I really don't know what everybody's doing, and I think Matt needs to get up to speed as well. Maybe Rebecca a little bit, but if you could provide us with a job description.
I can provide you with a job description for each, and I'll also, I think I gave this to Matt, but I don't know if I have given you all just the payroll detail as well.
So it's people that are under your supervision, not department heads, all that kind of stuff, just town administration.
Yep, just town administration.
Yeah, okay. I would appreciate that.
And then we do want to make sure we add to the agenda the overtime policy review,
Yes.
roughly.
I'm sorry,
For the agenda next time we meet,
right?
about the overtime policy.
Okay, yes. And I do have basically my recommendation to the board for a one-size-fits-all.
Because right now, it seems to be disparate. Everybody's kind of doing their own thing. Be nice to get some kind of unification.
We have 3 different policies in effect right now.
Feels like too much.
Okay, anything else on the board?
Not for me.
Anything for your side?
No,
Move to adjourn.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much.
All right, I will see you at 11-ish.
yep.
And I will see you at 3.
We'll be there.